She called out a warning. Don't ever let life pass you by. I suggest we learn to love ourselves before it's made illegal. When will we learn? When will we change? Just in time to see it all calm down. Those left standing will make millions, writing books on the way it should have been. She woke in the morning. She knew that her life had passed her by, and she called out a warning, don't ever let life pass you by.
Good, thank you.
Hey, get off my sister, bro. Get off my sister. Hey, if you touch my sister again, I'm gonna have to put my phone down, bro. Halia, crunch her ass and get it over with, bro. Crunch her ass and get it over with, Halia.
Wow.
Yeah, crunch her ass, Halia. Crunch.
Here's where Halia suffered a fatal neck wound as she was stabbed directly in her neck.
Crunch her ass, Halia. Crunch her ass. Halia. Crunch her ass, Halia. Fuck her up.
What's up, bitch?
You better get your girl before she get fucked up even more.
Oh,
You just leaked her ass.
Do you need water?
please.
Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes.
Do you want the judge to submit?
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you. 1 year, 3 months, 15 days. 15 months, 15 days, 67.4 weeks, 472 days, 11,328 hours. That's how long Halia's been gone. But who's counting? Today is the day. Today is the day. Thank you, Your Honor. I must first express my personal discomfort and distress over the decision to live stream the court proceedings.
It's not being live streamed right now.
Previously,
It was previously.
this decision placed us in a position where we must endure the public display of our private grief and the details of our tragedy broadcasted for anyone to view. A harsh reminder of how grief feels exploited for headlines. Be that as it may, I understand the importance and the necessity of transparency in the judicial process in order to uphold the integrity of the legal system. I ask that you just use discretion for my family, for the things that I've been surprised with today that will be shown. I stand before you to convey the profound and devastating impact with a heavy heart, with grief, and a soul burdened by an unimaginable loss of my beloved firstborn daughter, who was taken from us in an intended act of violence. The pain of losing a child is indescribable. It's a constant ache in my heart, a knot in my stomach that never loosens. But despite my overwhelming grief, my role as a wife and a mother demanded that I become a rock for my family. From the moment that we received the devastating news, I found myself thrust into a whirlwind of emotions, shock, and so many new unknown responsibilities. Because in the wake of tragedy, a mother must summon the courage to face practical challenges that no parent should have to confront. Identifying and preparing your child's lifeless body, planning a funeral for our daughter felt so surreal. What will she wear? What casket? Flowers, music, where, headstone, obituary, transportations, accommodations. I'm sure I left a million things out. Trapped in a nightmare. I couldn't wake up. I can't wake up. No way to escape. Yet I had to stay strong. Strong for my husband crumbling under the weight of the grief, and strong for our children who were trying to understand, trying to make sense of losing their sister. Supporting my family through their grief became my sole purpose. I listened to their cries. I held them close as they cried and screamed, and tried to answer the unanswerable questions about why this happened. Every day a struggle to keep going, to find some sense of normalcy amidst the chaos of loss and mourning. Our daughter was not just a child lost. She was light and love that brightened the lives of everyone around her. Her laughter, her dreams, her imaginations, the stories she could tell, and her boundless kindness were all taken from us in a moment of violence. Our hearts ache with an emptiness that no words can truly express, knowing that she will never get to experience the future she fully deserves. Our family's been robbed of the joy of watching our child grow, learn, thrive, achieve milestones, and embark on her journey into adulthood. Brothers and sisters, cousins and nieces, friends, loved ones lose not only a best friend, but a lifelong bond and future shared memories they can no longer fulfill together. The pain of losing a child reverberates through like a systemic wave of sorrow and constant disbelief. There's a silence. It echoes now in our home, in our hearts, infiltrating every aspect of our daily lives. Sleepless nights, haunted by dreams, unanswered questions. Dreams unfulfilled become the new norm. Trust and safety and security is shattered, replaced by fear, vulnerability. It is a pain that permeates every aspect of our existence, a constant reminder of what we have lost and what could have been. What have you done in the last 472 days? Have any of you counted them? Have you lost track of them? Have you celebrated them with people you love? Have you sat quietly by a stone while hoping your angels were watching from up above? Have you made any change in your life to be better than at least the day before? Or have you given up, checked out, no point in playing life anymore? 472 days ago, time marked. Before this, after this. New words given to the grieving. Moving forward. The day you realize moving forward is forever different. Each day now becomes a blessing and a curse. Blessed to see the last 472 days, breathe the air, to go on living. Cursed to go on with the most important family member missing, Halia, my firstborn. I taught my family love, because that's what was taught to me. We teach and love our family unconditionally. Halia took that love to share with the world. Life was her adventure every day. Every day, something new, something amazing. She wanted to go everywhere, do everything. She just couldn't wait. In the midst of our grief, we were forced to face a justice system that seemed to overlook the true gravity of the tragedy, or attempt to even fight for it. Every attempt to convey our feelings, maybe they heard it, however, ignored it. No plea, no deal, not fair. Go to trial, bring light. I want the facts even when they suck. Thoughts become your words, become your actions. We've gone over this. A plea deal to the person that took her life, someone who had already expressed their intent. It feels like a betrayal of my daughter's memory and the justice that she was promised. How can a plea deal for involuntary manslaughter be enough for someone who sends out threats and acted with deliberate intent? Intention seems to be the key. If you saw the text messages, which I'll read in its entirety. Like, please, both those bitches can go to hell. Halia got my niece taken from me. The audacity of either of them to say they miss me. I'd sooner slice Halia's throat if she comes near me again. 'Cause I know she called me off no caller ID. One of her buddies told me who was there. And she went past my house in a Mustang. My brother woke me up and told me. And I got in a car chasing after them. But they dipped. My nephew was there. I was pissed. I will cut that bitch on my whole family if she tries showing up to my family's home again. Halia hangs out with my brother's baby's mom. That's a pathetic little bitch. That's why she misses me. Intention seems to be the key. Intention that I see real clear. She wished my daughter to hell. She was clearly mad. She blames Halia for her niece being taken away. She swore on her whole family her intent. So how does she end up at the same place and the same time as this daughter of mine? Because she kept going. An empty parking lot at 11:30 on a Sunday night. How many other cars were there besides hers? Maybe 2? You knew she was in there before you even entered the store, but you kept going. Why were you there? You passed 2 gas stations. Why this store? The drinks you bought. You bought alcohol you're not even old enough for. So Halia starts yelling at you once you came in, but you kept going. She went outside because you both agreed to meet there. So you had a moment to take a pause, to call for help, but you kept going. You can see through that door. It's glass. You can see she's still there, but you kept going. Then a scuffle started. You can't take anymore. What were you doing, fighting with a child for? 'Cause you kept going. Then you got mad 'cause she got a few hits in. So you decide it's your choice, her life you should end, 'cause you kept going. Then you pulled a knife, 'cause you probably unintentionally brought that with you too. And you kept going. You slashed her, you stabbed her. You know she's never armed. She was fighting by her childish playground ways. A fight's a fight. Fight it out. You get to walk away. But you brought a knife to a kid fight, and you kept going. Ead drove you there and drove you away. You called no one to tell them that someone needs help. Nah, give her time to bleed out, because you kept going. You kept going all the way home to quickly get out of those blood-stained clothes. Wash them. With what intention? You kept going. The shoes, what did you do? You hid them. With what intention? You kept going. The knife, you brought that back too. You hid it. With what intention? You kept going. While Halia was gasping for her last breaths, you left her to die so you could intentionally hide. Mugshots posted, no marks, no black eyes, not even a bruise. But you have now done what you intended to do. And while you're on your overnight, you tell them you would do it again. Your thoughts become your words become your actions. I've read every comment they tell you not to. I've talked to the whole world about what to do. I've watched the videos, I've read every text. I listened to the 911 call and heard my Halia gasping for her last breaths. Hum when it hurts, and you'll get through the pain. When they were hurting as a mama, that's what I would explain. My baby was humming. Kenzie called out to 911 for help. Stabbed just above the heart, not in the neck. Bleeding internally. That's how my baby went to heaven, you see. They came and they drove her to Riverside, but wait, why? St. Anne's is so much closer. None of it makes sense to me. They took her away before I could see her. None of that makes sense to me. They autopsied when I said no. No one is listening to me. Today is the day you hear me speak. Your Honor, as we gather here today to seek justice for our daughter, I need to remind everyone that this was not just the tragic death of a child. It was a heartbreaking betrayal of a young life taken by someone who was once a best friend. My daughter was not killed by a faceless stranger, but by a person who was once trusted and loved, a friend who knew her, understood her, shared countless moments of her life. This betrayal makes the loss even more profound, as it was not a random act of violence, but a calculated decision made by someone who is supposed to protect and cherish her. This is not just a matter of justice for a victim. It's about recognizing the deep personal breach of trust, the devastating impact that such a loss has on a family. My daughter's death is a stark reminder of how trust can be shattered in the most unexpected ways, and it's vital for the court to consider this profound betrayal as part of the pursuit of justice for her. To justify the taking of my daughter's life as an act of self-preservation is to diminish the essence of who she was. And the defendant's plea for involuntary manslaughter offered by the defense does not adequately address the severity of the crime, nor provide the justice that my daughter deserves. A well-crafted argument for a plea deal involves not only presenting the facts of the case, but also addressing the legal, emotional, and practical aspects of the plea agreement by emphasizing the benefits of the deal for both the defendant and the prosecution. The attorneys then demonstrate that the plea is a fair and just resolution to the case. Plea deals are standard in the legal system and promote judicial efficiency by resolving cases in a manner that is fair and expedient. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to consider this. If given a choice, would we not all prefer to endure the hardships of a prison sentence over the finality of death? Years in prison is a period of suffering and regret, but it's also a chance, an opportunity for personal growth, for making amends, and for finding a path forward. Death, on the other hand, is an absolute and a final. It offers no chance for change, redemption, or future possibilities. I ask Your Honor to consider the true nature of this crime and the impact it has had on our lives. I urge you to recognize the enormity of our loss. Justice must prevail for my daughter, our daughter, who deserves to be remembered not as a statistic in a courtroom, but as a cherished daughter, sister, granddaughter, niece, cousin, aunt, friend, whose life was unfairly taken from us. We navigate this painful journey of grief and healing. I implore you to render a decision that honors the true facts of this case that you have seen. Our daughter's life mattered. Her memory deserves justice, honor. Our daughter's memory to ensure her death is not in vain. In most scenarios, bringing a knife to a fist fight is considered unethical, illegal, dangerous. It's crucial to approach conflicts with a mindset of de-escalation and consider the potential consequences of introducing a weapon into a physical altercation. The right course of action usually involves seeking a nonviolent resolution to ensure your safety through legal and ethical means. Here we have a smart, college-educated 4.0 student with so many recommendations from friends and family for the pre-sentencing investigation. That sounds like someone that should know the difference between right and wrong. Maybe she's just smart enough to play us all. She knows child from adult. She's a woman. She's grown. We're not in juvenile court. We're not here to talk to her like she's a child, to get her hopes up on early release. The defendant's thoughts became her words became her actions now her destiny. She has inflicted irreparable harm. She has shattered and devastated families and lives. Her disregard for the law and basic human decency demands the fullest extent of justice under the law. I implore Your Honor to impose the maximum sentence allowable, so those that affected may be able to feel some kind of safety walking around, especially my youngest daughter. In the end, Bryanna, you and God know the truth. I hope you can make peace there. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you for